Good morning, everyone. This is Forrest coming at you. It's time for your Just for Today encouraging word. Consequences. There's a tough word sometimes. Consequences. Until we take responsibility for every choice we make, every word that comes out of our mouth, and every decision we make, until we take responsibility for the consequences of all those, we're not being responsible, really. Especially if we're in our addiction, or really if you're not even in addiction. If you don't take responsibility for all of your decisions, for all the words that come out of your mouth, because it's not someone else's fault that I let cuss words fly out of my mouth. I chose to let those cuss words, I chose to let those hurtful words come out of my mouth. It's my fault if I choose to say hurtful words to somebody. Somebody can push our buttons because they know how to create feelings in us, but we won't go there. Here we go. Consequences. Before we got clean, most of our actions were guided by impulse. See, there's that word, impulse. If you let someone else's words and what they're saying to you create a reaction in you, you just reacted by impulse. Today, we are not locked into this type of thinking. Lots of people today in this world let their mouth and their actions run by impulse. And if you let that happen, it's not good. It's not the way we're meant to live. We're supposed to choose to respond, not react. Ever been tempted to do something even when you knew the results would be disastrous? You've been tempted to do something? Ever thought about how much it was going to hurt to do what you were tempted to do, then proceeded to do it anyway? Yep, I know I have too many times back in the days. It is said that there are consequences to every action. I'll read that again. There are consequences to every action. Before we got clean, many of us simply didn't believe this. But now we know exactly what it means. We didn't care back when we were staying high. We didn't care because all we had to do was take another drink. We just had to take another hit. We just had to go back out and eat some more food. Or we just had to cause another disruption. Because if I face my problems and deal with them one by one, things will get better. But now we know exactly what it means. When we act, we know there will be consequences to pay. No longer can we decide to do something in ignorance when we know full well that No longer can we decide to do something in ignorance when we know full well that we won't like the price we will have to pay. We can no longer do it in ignorance when we know full well we won't like the price we'll have to pay. So if I go out there and I drink a bottle of alcohol, I know the price I'm going to have to pay. I did 22 months on a 4-year sentence for drinking and driving. Stupid. Caused problems. I know a lot of people out there right now are dealing with alcohol and all kinds of drugs. There's a prize and a price. There's a prize and a price. It's okay to act despite the consequences if we are willing to pay the price. But there's always one to pay. Now let me tell you something. When it says there's always one to pay, for us, the ones in the addiction, there's our family to pay, our friends pay. They hurt. As much as we're hurting, they're hurting too. And they love us. So when someone says, hey man, when are you going to quit? Don't let it beat you down. Don't let it beat you up. They just care for you. They want the best for you. They know you're better than that. Here we go. Just for today, I will think about the consequences of my actions before I take them. I will think about the consequences of my actions before I take a shot of alcohol. I will think about the consequences of my actions before I take a hit of weed. I will think about the consequences of my actions before I go buy some heroin or fentanyl or crack. Lord, I pray for everybody out there that's struggling, and I just pray that you'll bless them whenever they use that drug, Lord, to try to numb and anesthetize their feelings that they're afraid to face. I pray, Lord, that the drugs will not have an effect and that they will taste bad. Also, Lord, I pray that you'll put people around those that are struggling with addictions so that they'll be drawn to you and that they could break their holds that's on them. I pray, Lord, that you'll set them free and help them to experience your freedom by starting a relationship with you. If y'all ever need an encouraging word, feel free to message me. Talk to you later. Bless you. Bye.